Hi there, Natalie with you today with a new process video for Scrapbook Nerd. And this time I wanted to create a very simple layout using the Maggie Holmes collection, Sunny Days. And I really love this collection. I got all of it. So I pulled a cut file from Handipaper, and I really like this sun. I'm going to say flower, this sun, and I really like the negative pieces. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I use a lot when I want to use the negative pieces. So what I have in my stash is saran wrap press and seal, and this is the type of paper that has the sticky side, and you can use it to cover bowls and stuff like that. So you're gonna see I'm gonna bring a piece that's gonna cover the entire sun, and I'm gonna trim it, and then I'm gonna use my finger just to press the sticky side onto all the negative pieces that the cut file left behind. And I'm just gonna press with my finger, making sure that it sticks to the plastic, and then I'm just slowly gonna peel the plastic, making sure that all the pieces are stuck together, and it doesn't cause damage to the front of the negative pieces. It's just gonna hold it in place. So next time what I'll do, I'll show you another I don't know if I'll do a process video, but usually what I do is just put glue behind the cutout and then glue it onto another piece of paper. And in this case I think I'm gonna stitch it, and I'll show you and maybe sometime, let me see when I find some time to work on it, but I have an idea already. So what I'm going to do right now for this cutout that I created is I want to use it as kind of this focal point of my layout. And for that, I am going to look for some papers from the collection that are going to make that picture. That's my daughter and my little cousin in Ecuador in one of our vacations. And I just took a picture of them walking. That's 2 years ago, I think, the picture. So all I'm doing is auditioning papers that are going to make the cut file and the picture stand out. And I really like the blue and the combination with the pink. So you're gonna see that I auditioned a little bit. I am gonna pull my trim and scoreboard from Weird Memory Keepers. This is all I have purchased from Scrapbook Nerd. So all I'm gonna do right now, to start with, I didn't have a 12 by 12 with the pink paper. I'd already had trim it for a previous project. So I'm just gonna trim a little bit more. I'm gonna say it's gonna be around 10.5 by 11, because you're gonna see that I'm gonna trim also the on all sides, and then I'm gonna glue it onto. Before I glue it, I'm gonna distress the edges of the pink paper, but that's pretty much gonna be the mat where I'm gonna build my layout. So you're gonna see now that I what I've done is I moved the pink paper towards the left, so there's more space on the right hand border, and I'm just creating a little slit. I'm gonna say around 2 inches inside of the right hand side of the blue kind of watercolor stripe paper. And then I'm just gonna add some glue. I'm gonna distress the edges with the pink paper because I want to have a little bit of dimension, a little bit, and that's gonna help me to create a bit of a separation. And then I'm gonna glue it right onto the paper, and I'm gonna take it off camera and just go to my sewing machine and just stitch through the entire frame of the pink paper. Now, lately my machine has been giving me quite a bit of trouble, and I think it has to do with the tension of the stitch. I have a hard time with machine stitching. So I've been coming to this method, and what I created this slit is because I go with my little X-Acto knife and just kind of stretch this slit a little bit longer, and then I just cut with my scissors the little inside square. I don't want to waste the paper, and this way the machine is not creating. It was creating a lot of undulation on my paper when I was stitching. This way I just control a little bit of that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of mixed media. And the reason I'm adding mixed media is because I want to haze those little pink lines that are behind the sun, in this case, the cutout. I like the paper. I just didn't like the lines going through the cutout, and that's personal choice. It's completely up to you what you want to create. But for my taste, I wanted something more, I'm going to say kind of a haze, and that's going to make the cutout stand out. And you're going to see that I'm actually going to stretch some of the paint just so it's behind, it creates like a soft shadow behind the picture, and that helps with creating the dimension. So you're gonna see this is just plain white acrylic paint that I have from Michael's. Actually, it's the Artist Loft, I think it is, which is their brand. And I'm using an acrylic brush because I want those sturdy bristles. And all I'm gonna do is pick up a little bit of the paint. I'm gonna make sure that the brush is dry, and I'm just gonna go with a feathering motion just to cover the area. I don't want it to be completely white. You're gonna see that you can still see the pattern underneath because it's really light, the application. And all I'm gonna do is kind of stretch the paint, like by doing it strokes back and forth, long strokes, so that the area also that I cover, sorry, a little bit of the area where the picture is gonna go. That's gonna make or help the picture stand out because I'm kind of clearing the crease, softening or creating the soft shadow between the layers. So you're gonna see that because it's a soft application, because it's such a thin application, it's gonna dry really fast. So I'm able to work pretty much right away. This takes no time to dry. All you're gonna see me do is, you don't see it, I went to wash my brush so it doesn't dry out. What I did after is I added a little bit of foam adhesive behind the cutout, and I'm just going to glue it to the corner of the picture. And you're going to see by having the haze underneath, it just kind of brings out the detail of the cutout, and I love it. And I'm actually going to use one of the little parts of the sun just kind of to tuck in my picture. So I was thinking of making it all blue and pink, but then I found this camera paper. I think this is from the 6x8, and I had all the colors of the collection. So I'm going to use it to back the picture. And then you're going to see that I'm going to add some foam adhesive, a little thicker than the one I used to back the sun. And I'm going to back the picture so that when I glue it, or I'm going to say literally, I'm going to kind of stash it or like nest it underneath one of the sun rays. It actually is a little bit higher than the sun. Because like I said, I'm working in layers. I want the picture to be even though the sun is gonna be it's gonna bring a lot of your eye to the sun, the picture is gonna stand a little bit higher, so you're gonna see them both at the same time. Now I'm gonna take advantage of the big border that I have on the side, so I'm gonna add my title there, and that word VACAY vibes was the excellent or the most perfect way to describe this layout. So I'm just gonna fold a little bit more of the paper, the little pink paper that I added, and then I'm gonna add it there on I'm gonna say on a vertical way, and that's gonna be my title. You're gonna see that I'm gonna add a butterfly just to kind of connect the fold on the title to the layer. I'm kind of working on a diagonal design. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna bring a few more details to the background. I'm adding those flip-flops because if you see the picture, my daughter's holding her flip-flops and my cousin's flip-flops in her hands, and I'm just gonna bring a few accents. I think this one says take my hand and let's go, and I'm just gonna start bringing some of those horizontal kind of rectangular phrase stickers, because that's what my title looks like. So I'm gonna bring a lot of those accents onto the layout just to marry all the details. I like to have repetition and have everything cohesive this way. And like I said, it's a very simple layout. I like the way it turned out, but it's a very simple. It took me no time to put together. You're gonna see that I'm gonna bring a few more details. I am gonna repeat the butterfly, and I'm gonna bring a few colors. You're gonna see that I bring the clear stickers just because they had little these little what do you call it, illustrations that look like little palm trees and little I think it's little boats, and I thought that it was great. Look like stamp. I'm also gonna bring also, this is like a runner tape, and it leaves the impression that said happy days, and also a dotted line. So I'm gonna add it around the picture. I'm gonna add it at the bottom of the layer. It's just gonna bring small accents. You don't see them that well in the camera, but up close you see them really nicely. I really like these charms, and because I added the line of yellow at the bottom, I'm gonna bring more yellow into the layout. And once I have that in place, my layout is pretty much constructed, but I thought that I needed to bring something to the top corner of the layout. So my choice was to just flip the edge of the paper and create a little cluster. I fussy cut the butterfly, and you're gonna see that it eventually moves out of the area because I think it's too heavy and it's making it very prominent on the right hand side, and it's making the layer uneven. So I'm actually gonna move it towards the sun. I really like this, I don't know what you call it. It looks like a pelican, it's this bird, but I really like the fact that it's standing out and facing the girls. So I'm just gonna add it there. I'm gonna add another pop of yellow to the top corner. You're gonna see that I played a lot with stickers. I have so many of the decorations, the embellishments, sorry, that I wanted to use them. I wanted to play with the colors, but not add a big or heavy elements, just something small. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding my lines of journal, and right underneath the picture, you're gonna see that once I have it in place, I add a few more of those stickers. I really like that little, like I said, those look like stamping illustrations of a little I think it's like a palm tree, and there's ones that have little boats and one that has the lifeguard stand. So I'm just gonna add them around the text, also added them to pretty much every single area on the layout. And after that, I'm gonna add a little sticker that says my favorite place just at the bottom of the lines of journal, just to bring some interest. I added a few gold splatters, and then the butterfly that you saw that I had fussy cut from one of the papers, it's gonna make their appearance after around the sun, just to kind of elongate the layout towards that part of the page. And that's about it. I love for this turned out super simple, super easy to put together, but I really like it. And I love the fact that everything, it's even though it doesn't look complicated, it looks very simple. I love the fact that it all matches, and I love the picture. The emphasis is on the cut file, on the picture, and everything else is just little pops of details here and there. I hope you try it. If you have any questions on how this came together, as always, don't hesitate to contact me. You can check everything that I use but the cut file at Scrapbook Nerd. The cut files from Handipaper. And thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you soon. Take care, guys.